like prince and princess. Remember, remember the pyramid of Egypt, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, remember Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New America. Oh, remember, remember Martin Luther King, who are the dream for New America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say you are black, they say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been down for so long.
And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
There is nothing we cannot achieve if we set our heart to it. This also applicable to Nigeria and Nigerians at large. We are here to celebrate the commencement of Lagos-London route by Air Peace. It's a good thing. And it will be unfair if we don't rejoice and join the Air Peace group and many Nigerians in celebrating this moment. It is admonished that you rejoice with those who are rejoicing. And beside that, we hoping that this will lead to the nation itself having its own air carrier, and whereby it's going to be a permanent thing, not just the Lagos-London route, the Lagos, United States and other countries as well too. Well, what really caught my attention is the statement that you are seeing on the screen there, that dirty international aero politics behind failed attempt by Nigerian Airlines. And if you look at the thumbnail where it says issues, and if you read what is there, now for these dirty international aero politics to come to pass or to stay, we somehow contribute to it, which is another word to use is culpable. Because if you listen to Festus Keyamo, if they get 14 slots in your country, you are also have to have 14. They also have to give you 14 slots in their own country. This is the agreement. So if you get 14 slots in my country, and you are refusing to give me 14 slots in your country, then you are breaking the bilateral agreement. But how is it possible for us not to be able, for Nigeria not to be able to have their slot across the nation, across the world, whereby we can afford to buy any jumbo jet that we want to buy with the help of the government supporting local, let's say Onyema. He was able to pull it off. But if we don't contribute, if we stand on our feet, we have that good government that will stand and do that, defend the integrity of the country, which we will see. It's not in a far distance. Pansat was right 2 days ago when he said beyond this corruption that there are parties or powers playing behind it, which is true. But like I said, this international power cannot have that upper hand if we don't contribute to it or give them that that opportunity to, because it's a good thing for every nation where possible. Look at Ethiopia Airlines. Ethiopia, that is their main source of income for the country. So we're here rejoicing with Onyema, and we hope it will expand beyond the Lagos-London routes. It will go beyond that, which is a good thing. And I think some few weeks ago, I had this discussion with forefathers when he was talking about security. Most diasporans don't want to go home because of the security. The Lagos-London route is described as the most busiest route so far. Very busy route. It's a slot, the kind of everybody wants to be in it. And British Airways has been there. Virgin Airline is there. Because Nigerians travel. And if Nigerians don't travel, if they have consign, I beg your pardon, if those in diasporas have consign, why is this a big deal for the airlines to want to come into Nigeria every time? Lufthansa comes into Nigeria twice a day, I beg your pardon, where possible. The Frankfurt Lagos is every day. The Frankfurt Abuja Port Harcourt is once every 2 days or every 3 days. The Turkey airline comes to Nigeria. Lufthansa comes there. KLM, British Airways, Air France, Delta Airlines. So mention these are major international airline coming into the country. So if we have a national carrier, it doesn't disturb them from also coming in. They may just reduce the slots. And this will also boost the nation economy, create jobs. We're getting there, and we will keep talking and doing until we get, not just talk, we will do also till we get there. For this dirty politics, dirty international aero politics to come to pass, we must stop being wicked to one another. As you see on the thumbnail, You go to the market today to buy something. Tomorrow you go, the price has increased. Is the dollar responsible for it? Is international community or world responsible for that? We need to eliminate this wickedness that we show to one another, or that we dish out to one another, starting from the top to the bottom, bottom to the top. Our politicians and leaders must come to that terms to understand that we are what? We are one. We ourselves also must come to terms that I cannot be mean or wicked or evil towards you. I had to challenge a school back recently. I mean, 2 days ago. We are in the middle of a section. You are increasing school fees. How is that fair? You are not giving consideration to what? To the families, to parents. In the middle of a section, after the second time during the Easter break, you're increasing school fees. So these are the wickedness we have to highlight. Fortunately, the good side is that they listen. They now change their position. We can't continue to be wicked to one another, thinking that we are going to get there. We're not going to get to that permanent site that we want to move to. So if we stop being wicked, if we see what Onyema did, how he was able to pull this off, he didn't give up. He must have faced challenges. Challenges upon challenges he must have faced before what? Before he came to this point. And today, we're celebrating. Behind closed doors, we don't know. But he set his heart to it. So if we set our heart in turning the country around, we will get there. And it's in our hands, not in the hands of the international community. No, I would say disagree with that. If we decide to say we want to do good to one another, to each other, they will support us. But if we sell ourselves and sell our conscience away, what do we expect? If the reverse is the case, we will do the same thing as well too. So we have to come to this point to say, look at Alex Oti. Now, a lot of people said Alex Oti did not start the electricity, which is true. But the truth of the matter is he ensured that it got completed. Recently also, according to the report I read, he has already paid pensioners that have been owed pension for 9 years now. Now, that's a good thing as well too. And long may it last. It begs the question as what is responsible for these pensioners not to be paid over 9 years period? Would those people be brought to justice? That will help if we can go that far. But the good thing is we need to celebrate that those pensioners in Abia State have received their pension. Unfortunately, some have died in the process of waiting for their pension. Unfortunately. But the ones that are alive have received it. And we don't want a repeat of such again. We hope that before he leaves Abia State or before he leaves there, he will set a good governance in place so that the next person coming will follow in his footsteps. We hope, fingers crossed, that the next governor after him, if he stays there 8 years, after him, but you see, we also need people to face consequences of their actions. Either by suspension, by dismissal, by prosecution, even by going to jail. This will send a very strong signal out there that we are moving to that promised land, to our new site. So we will continue to push for this change. Continue to push for this change. Chuk, you said Nigeria is not for me. How do you come to such conclusion, if you don't mind me asking? If Nigeria is not for me, then who is it for? If Nigeria is not for me, who is it for? Chooks, I will appreciate if you can answer the question. Thank you for coming on board. If Nigeria is not for me, where is for me? Tell me. If Nigeria is not for me, tell me where is for me so that I can go there. Is Nigeria for you? Certainly, for you to make such a statement, you probably must have written Nigeria off, which is okay. It happens when you've gone through certain things. But the question is, I keep asking is, what have you contributed to the change of what of the country? It's so easy to sit down and type, easy for us to sit down and judge and condemn and everything. What have you contributed to it? What effort have you made? Is it the case we are praying for kind of a flood, like the flood that happened in the times of Noah, and come and wash all Nigerians away? Then those in diaspora will now come and start all afresh again. Is that what you think is going to happen? That will never happen. We either fix it or we remain there and it kills us. But we will fix it. We will follow Alan Onyema's footstep. How we did it, I was able to pull it off. It creates jobs for people. It creates jobs because it's going to employ more people into what? Into that system. Nigerians, even foreigners also will be employed. And that is what we want, the creation of job. If the government, any government, it doesn't matter whether it is that will support these indigenous, local entrepreneurs, businessmen, men and women, then we will pull it off. But we must understand that for that international politics to ever happen, we are also culpable of it. We must have contributed. So if we start to say no to this dirty politics, if we say no to this dirty politics, if we stand our ground and stop blaming them as well too, because like I said, if the reverse is the case, we will do the same thing as they do. It's because they felt that we are gullible, we can easily be bribed, we can throw each other under a bus without even thinking. We are not concerned for one another. We don't want each other's development. That is why either local or international dirty politics takes place. It happens right under our nose too. It happens right under our nose. We throw each other under the bus. We don't want industries to develop. If you go to a local government in Nigeria, it's some local government, and you want to set up an industry or whatever it is, the way they come after you, the way the community says, I don't know how they call it, that bureau community says, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. That is not international politics' responsibility for such things. It is we. It is we that we now do ourselves. So if we have this change, behavior change, this is what we need. Behavior change, not a new constitution. We'll deal with the new constitution that the patriots are campaigning for, led by respectfully forgotten his name, but Mike Ezekoma is also one of them that is clamoring for we need a new constitution. No, we don't. We don't. We need behavior change. That's what we need. Until we come to that point to say we need to change our behavior, then this will not happen. That international aero politics will not happen. Will not be responsible for any failed Nigerian businesses. Because why? We've learned to say no to corruption, no to bribery for receiving and giving of bribe. We are not going to say, oh, chewing stick is because the dollar has gone up. Chewing stick also is expensive. Pure water is expensive. Something that we locally make. We locally make things not dependent on Forex. Things that we locally made is equally being put on the head of the dollar, that the dollar is expensive. So everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. I was in the park last week to buy just padlock for my bag. And I asked the woman, how much is this padlock? She said, I think 450 naira. It's like, I need for the padlock for me, 450 naira. The next thing she said is, dollar has gone up. It's Tinubu's government. I said, really? When did you buy this padlock? So I bought it. And I only used that padlock for one day. It got bad. You see, we must have behavior change until we come to that point and change our behavior and not put it on dollar or forex. Like what Mr. James says yesterday, we must come to that point where our currency must be exchangeable. Chuk. What did you say again? You've not answered the question I asked you. So you need to answer my question first. Respect is reciprocal. You said electricity in Nigeria is not for you. And I asked you, where is for me? So if you can answer that question, then I will highlight your second question. Then we will take it from there. That is how we can engage each other. It's not something that one is jobless as such. No. It's something that we need a change. Look at what is happening in Haiti now. Is it that we blacks can pull ourselves together and get one thing right and fix our nation and stop blaming other people for what? For our failures? Are you going to blame the international company for the failures of our relationship, for the failures of our children? Are we going to blame the international politics? Are we going to say it's dirty international politics that even we can't fix our roads? Are we blaming the dirty international company, in quote and unquote, for the 30,000 taken by the senators and given by Akpabio? Is the international community responsible for that? Do we not have our own sense and respect to do things for ourselves? I thought we have to be blaming everybody except ourselves. Even in the churches today, our religious people will blame the devil, we blame our forefathers, we blame generational cause, this and that. But we never take responsibility. We never take responsibility that it could be I must have done something, or what can I change in my way of life, in my way of thinking? Why do we continue the blame? Alex, pull it off. Alan, pull it off. We rejoice with Air Peace. If I have the opportunity, I will fly Air Peace. And those who want, we should encourage one another to fly Air Peace as a way of encouraging him. The more people fly, because I've just listed to you airlines that comes into Nigeria every day because we travel. And they know we travel. And I've often argued here that if Nigerians stop traveling the way, some airlines will pull out of Nigeria. They won't come to Nigeria again. If Nigerians stop traveling, some airlines, if care is not taken, will collapse because we travel. It doesn't matter how expensive. In December, a flight ticket to Nigeria was almost 2,000 euros. I know a friend who paid over $2,000 in December. We will come home from the US to Nigeria. So we will encourage. We will what? We will encourage Air Peace, and we should take cue from it and follow him as to what? To develop the nation at large. The obstacles are there. We are not in denial of those obstacles, but there are obstacles we can overcome. There are obstacles we can overcome. And we must stop this habit of blaming international community. Now, there's dirty politics everywhere. There's even dirty politics in the family. There's dirty politics in businesses. But we have to come to that point to say no. I believe Alex Onyema, Ale must have said no at a point. You have 14 slots, we have 14 slots. You have 5 slots, we have 5 slots. That is the deal. If not, take your airplane and go somewhere else. We need a good government for that. To come to that, we must all first of all develop our own country and have that strong standing point to make this argument. To make what? This argument. So, Chooks, if you're ready to answer my question, I will highlight your comments. Okay. Blackstone, you will fly to yes, I will definitely. And I hope many Nigerians will patronize Airpeace. And they will. I'm sure many Nigerians in the UK will patronize it. You have the opportunity. Please, I will fly Blackstone. Use also fly through. Let's use it. Let's celebrate. Rejoice with those who are rejoicing. So we are rejoicing with him. And like I said, when we set our heart to achieve something, we will achieve it. But we must come to that point where we have this behavior change. And until such time, sadly, we will be running in circles. But I know we will not get to that point. We will continue to be running in circles like a headless chicken. We will not be running in circles. We have to change our behavior. We have to hold each other accountable. We will not support you because you are my own and you did wrong. No. That is part of the behavior change that we need. I will not sell things expensive for you, blaming it on the head of a dollar, which I know is not the case. So, Blackstone, it will be cheaper. Now, why won't it will be cheaper now? Why won't fly it? Listen, flying is not cheap. Even if it is 500 euros or dollars or pounds, it's not cheap. But the point is, this is a Nigerian. He's asking us to support him, and we will support him. Blackstone, the floor is yours. Go ahead. I don't intend to go on.
So say good evening.
Good afternoon. I'm back here again.
I know you are back there, but you're already evening here.
Yeah, I think we're on this. No. It's
Time, yeah.
it's for 5 years. All right, go ahead.
Yes, of course, it's a good thing. One thing I say about it is it's a private business, so he will do everything possible to make sure his business grows, right? And from the statement he made, right, that this international aero politics that did not make Nigerian Airways to strive. I don't think that's the issue actually. Nigerian government are corrupt. I don't find any reason why they should not be able to pull up a deal, right, and put Nigerian Airways in the air. It's all just corruption actually. It's not the issue of their international laws in everything. The international laws for airlines, for flying and everything. You have to meet this standard, right? If you are dealing with your country or different country when it comes to business, these issues of flying airlines having a slot in your country or something, you have to it's like an eye for an eye. So the way you do it, that's how we do you. It's just something like that. So Airpeace was able to fight it out. So why must Nigerian government not be able to fight it out if you are not actually corrupt? So as a private businessman, he's fighting for his own business to strive, and he knows how to do it, and he did it. Though it took him time, that is fine. It took him time, and he was able to pull it out, and then it's good. So we appreciate it, and he's doing a very good job. But I don't see any reason why the Nigerian government or those ministers that was in that flight flying, celebrating him. It's a personal business. So, and he's doing everything to make sure that his business flourish. It's not for the, it's for Nigerians who want to fly with him. It's not mandatory that every Nigerian should fly with it and things like that. So, but I see that it's a personal business and it's doing so personal thing to make sure that his business flourish. That's all.
You made it's an eye for an eye, meaning, probably if you listen to the interview given by Kiyamo and Alain Oyema on Arise News or channels, I think it's Arise News. If you get 14 slots, first slot, if we give you first slot, you have to give us first slot. That is the agreement there. So what is stopping us from not having our own first slot in your country? It certainly cannot be them. Okay, we must have contributed
okay, sorry to cut. Did you see the video of Keyamu when he went to lose advertising advertising the airlines for Airbus, right? So I've been to say it was good there to go and make a deal. Our Nigerian will set up their airline, how to get the how to reach a deal with the Airbus to get planes and so on and so forth. You went there and be advertising, say this is common, this is what's very common in Nigeria. In the next few years, we upgrade to this one, so on and so on and so forth. So I don't understand. So he from the previous ministers for aviation, what he did, at least he's supposed to come in and rectify those things and set the record straight and see that how Nigerian Airways should take off. But he's not doing that, right? So he's praising the private business, right? He's praising like what they were, as we are praising Dangote refinery, that's what he's doing. This is the Nigerian problem. The government are praising the private business, whereby they're not even doing anything on their own to set up that same business, or what they are having is running well. So what is the rationale that you as a government, you cannot even function properly, and the private sector that is functioning properly, and you're not singing their praise? This should be a shame on them anyway. So
well, I don't think it's a shame. In my opinion, I think we will push them to come to that point. Is part of the corrupt, because actually the government must give them a degree of support, so that, because most country airline, they get subvention or they get money from the government that inject into their airline. Maybe they pay back in another form.
I'll give you an example, right? I don't know, but like, for example, formerly we have Air Berlin, right?
Yeah.
When they were building the new Berlin airport, right, Berlin-Brandenburg airport, they were anticipating that Air Berlin will be the major airline for that airport. But before then, Air Berlin went bankrupt. The government did not support them, did not inject money into it, because it was a private business. And so, as far as there's mismanagement in it, and they say that there's gross mismanagement, the government is not going to pump money into it, right? So that's what it is. So, and every airline that today they say national carriers, they are private shareholding companies, right? So, and the people, the citizens can buy share on it, have shares on it. Like Lufthansa, because it's a private business, it's a private company, right? Though they call it, that's why they don't call it a German airline, or people call it Lufthansa is a private company. It's a private liability company, PLC. Right? Nobody can buy shares on it, and so on and so forth. But they control they are the major airline.
They are the major airline in Germany.
Yes, because they build the infrastructures. They own the big airport in Frankfurt. They also have a Euro Air, also belongs to them, right?
Yeah, maybe Airline will float. It's a private business. Now, hopefully, it will float it, and people will buy shares in it. Maybe if Nigerians buy shares in it, they will push for its protection. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And also, the government should also assist these people, these individuals who have who have jumped all the hurdles to bring such a thing to the country as well. Too. The floor is back to you. Thank you.
The first thing they should do in Nigeria, let the government remove hands from the airports.
Come again?
Let the government remove hands from the airport.
Well, if you say the government should remove hand, I mean, we don't have a national carrier. That's number one.
No, yes, of course.
What role is the government
let
playing?
the major private airlines then take over those airports and manage it.
Okay,
Okay.
I get your point now. You want the price; it should be managed by private
airlines, not private,
airlines.
not private company, private airline, right?
Yeah,
because
private
most
airlines
of the airports to the airlines, like Berlin Airport now is taken over by Lufthansa. Frankfurt Airport is by Lufthansa. So you can be able to manage those things because that's where they are making. That's their own business. So the more the more efficient you manage your airport, the more efficient your airline will be. You understand me?
Yeah. If I mean, like you rightly said, if we don't necessarily to have a national carrier, and just like Lufthansa is managed by a private, the country can be a shareholder in it if they want to.
Right.
If they want to, they are not. I think they should at least to kind of give a degree of safeguarding and injection of funds into it. I hope, like I said, but to me, I felt we have to come to this behavior change for us to come to that point. Because if you see the thumbnail that I put there, where bag of rice was 5,000 naira, and even when the dollar comes down, the bag of rice, instead of coming down, is going up, and they say it's dollar. So
you know what I'm telling you? They said that it was old stock, so they bought it. They bought it when it was when the lab was high. So that will sell it now to make their money back. So that is it. So actually, everybody that just involved in all this mess in Nigeria, actually, everybody contribute one way or the other.
Yeah.
From our little understanding, I just say it is all wickedness, nothing but that.
It is. It is. There's no other word for it again. It is just outright wickedness. If we are not wicked to each other, then we will not be where we are today. Someone said here, let me see. That's wrong, if Lufthansa does not own Berlin Airport. Mr. Blackstone, could you...
Okay, let him tell me. I didn't say they own the airport. They are the major carrier in that airport.
Okay, Mr. Boom Boom, he said he didn't say they own the airport. They are the major carriers of the airport. So we need to get faster. The federal state of Berlin and Brandenburg, each with a share of 37%, and the Federal Republic of Germany, I beg your pardon, with a share of 26%. He has clarified himself. He has just clarified himself. Mr. Blackstone, could you clarify yourself again, please?
Yeah, I said that the major carrier there. So, like the management, is major. That's the major carrier in that airport. Okay. It's supposed to be Air Berlin, but Air Berlin went bankrupt.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Boom Boom and the audience or the viewers, I hope you asked. Could you confirm? Well, you don't have to, but he has provided clarification, and I hope you are happy.
Okay, if I said the whole say, okay, sorry for that, though. So
okay, clarification has been provided.
And we know that work as the own seat, right? So
this is, this is why I love this show. I love facts, and people can come and prove each other wrong here, but majorly for the purpose of learning. Again, we rejoice with Onyema and peace, and this will be the beginning of good things for you. And like I said, if we set our hearts to change that country, we will achieve it, but we'll have to have what we call a behavior change. Let me tell you what happened. Again, let me highlight this. Fad at Boom Boom Ray, but he has just clarified it. It's okay. Thank you, Fad, for that. Clarification has been provided. and I hope Boom Boom Ray. No, let's listen. It's a good thing to have these things, people to fact check things. I comment, I want those in the comment section there to fact check things. But even when I'm speaking, when anybody's speaking, I do comment section. They are my brothers and sisters. I can't fight them. Yesterday, someone was saying, electricity, you like to ask questions too much. Just make your submission. And I said, listen, I love to ask questions because it's good. One, it gives opportunity to the person, if it's wrong, to clarify themselves. It also helps those who are listening. So these things are good. And if we get this sort of things, I'm planning. I mean, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be off air because I have an exam coming up which I need to write. I need to study for. But I'm planning what we call I took it from the UK. This is called an all party group parliamentarian. So it's going to be if you watch the British Parliament, and so it's going to be called all group party or party parliamentarians. It's going to be a very heated sections that we'll be having here. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. We'll do it. I'm working on that, and hopefully it will bring a lot of people on board. But like Rudolph said, the market is Nigeria. Nigerians needs to hear us often to help to change this mindset and help to shaping things, and hopefully we will get there. We will get there. So I am not going to highlight. All right, gentlemen at the comment section, please. I love you, but let's apply decorum even when we are typing and addressing each other. We don't want fight. I know, Boom Boom, you ask questions in addressing. Okay.
No,
See, we are
actually,
all we are all
actually,
much ado about nothing. We are all adults, so let's behave like adults. And I think let me tell you, I love to run comment section only. To be honest, do you know I can be here with people pasting comments for 3 hours, and it's always interesting. I love it, and they've come to to enjoy it too. So I yield the floor to you, Mr. Blackstone.
yeah, what I was trying to say is that it is a very good development, right, for you to take the lead, right, and pulling Nigerian airline business into international. Today's flights to different countries, flights to Dubai, fought for that and got the slot to the UK and everything. Yeah, awesome. So, and also let us also try to provide other routes for to the US or other European routes and things like that. And also, yeah, I know that definitely UK will be in the first place because there are more Nigerians in the UK, right, who are flying, right. And also, you can also go into partnership, with other airlines, to have other routes, that fly to the US or some states in the US, go into partnership with American Airlines and things like that. So that it can be easy for you to get those opportunities. After a while, you can go for a source slot because today most airlines are in partnership with each other because of sometimes due to distance, because they try to save the lifespan of their airline or their planes. So yeah, so that's another business strategy you can look into, right? Partnering with other airlines for long haul or flying to long distance and things like that. So you can take the Nigerians want to fly to India to somewhere, then the other airline from that country take them from there to the final destination, so that you can be able to say, okay, I fly to more countries in the world, flying to different routes and things like that. So that will be a very good thing, and it also help Nigerians reduce the cost of flying a lot. So I don't know if that's really going to happen to reduce the cost if you partner with people with other airlines, but it will be something that at least we look to that Nigerian carrier can fly into more countries of the world. And Nigerians, definitely Nigeria will be proud to fly Nigeria airline, definitely fly Nigerian carriers.
Yeah,
So
one of the things I think they need to do again is connecting flight in Nigeria. We don't have that provision of facilities
provision, right? Yeah,
where we fly into Nigeria and we can take a connecting flight to different destination.
destination.
So you have to. I think this airline, what's his name? That former airline. Was this airline name? Before Airpeace? There's this airline before Airpeace that was going to Lagos London route. I forgot.
Aero contractor.
No, not Aero contractor. Arik.
Okay,
Yeah,
Arik.
Arik actually had that connecting flight from they'll do the connection for you. You may not fly that same day, but it's gonna be they don't fly in the night. No, most airlines don't. Most local airlines don't fly in the night. So we need to sort that out as well too.
Yeah, it is the problem of the airport they are building. They are just building the airport that are below standard. They call it international airport. So because this is the issue with the airport they are building in Nigeria, because if the airport doesn't meet standard, so what are the runways, what are the facilities in those airports you are going to fly
I think I'm going to disagree with you on that, because we have the Muritola Mohammed Airport, we have the Port Harcourt Airport, we have the Osubi Airport in Warri, and we have other airports. It's not.
I understand that. I'm not talking about the facilities.
What facilities are the only facility for my years of traveling and having to travel this airport and being in Nigeria? The only facility that I think we need right now is constant light. It's impossible to operate an airport, an airline in darkness.
It doesn't happen. It cannot be. No plane will land without the guiding light on the runways.
So if we have constant light, okay, these local airlines can fly in the night as well too. For example, Lufthansa gets to Port Harcourt around 7:15 or 8 o'clock. Even 9 o'clock if he wants to, and you have a connecting flight at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock from Port Harcourt to Lagos or Port Harcourt to Warri or Port Harcourt to any other place. You can still have this connecting flight, just the way it is in Europe, because you see people flying 11 p.m. Their flight is 11 p.m. They have a connecting flight, or even if their flight is not even a connecting flight, they have a flight that will take off at 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. and we arrive in the other destination. So if there is no constant electricity, it's not going to work.
Okay, for example, Airpeace now. If Airpeace is flying back from the UK to Nigeria, to arrive in the morning in Nigeria, because I think it will be leaving UK in the morning. I don't know what time it leaves UK. I think it was trying to do the timetable last time, arrive Lagos, right? So they can also schedule their own flight, their own planes, their own route within Nigeria, right? Then people moving from they can change their flight to a local flight, also under Airpeace, taking them to Port Harcourt or maybe to Abuja or to other locations, So that was so Airpeace can be able to add that to their own timetable route, so that people coming in, right, can easily change their flight to the local route of the Airpeace, and then continue their journey to their final destination. So that will help a lot, because already have that
it
flight
will
coming
help.
in.
I believe it will help. Virgin comes into Nigeria in the morning, And so if you want to catch a local flight, it's also good, but it needs to be well managed. Again, congratulations to Alan Onyema in respect to Air Peace Lagos London route, and what do we say? There's more grease to your elbow. Yeah, more grease to your elbow, and long may you pursue this airline and be an open door for others to say, listen, this challenge, we can overcome it. And for all Nigerians, myself inclusive, yeah, I wanted to say something in terms of this behavior change. To a degree, I've started this behavior change. I think I started it my trip, this trip to.
When you came back from Nigeria,
No, honestly, I told you what happened. I told you what
you
happened.
learned something, right? So
I told you what happened when I got to the airport in Nigeria. I decided that, you know what, I am going to involve myself in wanting to go out on time. You see, with people jump queue, blah, blah, blah. So I overcame that one when I went to Nigeria. When I was coming back, okay, I have 223 kg allowance that I paid for, extra kg allowance that I paid for. And what happened was that I told myself, welcome, Paul, I'll come to you later. I am not going to carry more than 23 kg.
Have you done?
I am not going to carry more than sorry, I am not going to carry more than 23 kg. So my first bag was 19 and something kg. My second one was 19. I didn't weigh it because I didn't go with my hand weight. So, but I could judge from my last trip that this is not up to 23 kg with the weight. So I had 219.5 kg. Then my hand luggage, I hate the bag. I ain't gonna give it. I ain't gonna carry that bag again. Because of, so it was weighing 10.5 kg, and you have allowance of 8 kg. So what I did was to remove some things from that bag and put it in the 19 kg. So everything was balanced. So there's no room for anyone to say your bag is you've carried over. And also because I prepared, I ain't gonna give nothing to anybody. You're doing a job. You pay to do a job. So do it. And that is how I said, I'm going to, anything that is above 23 kg and coming with me. It's not important. So these are the behavior change that some of us must apply. They ain't going to stop asking you for money. I hope they stop. What's the name of Pathfinders? Honestly, I don't know whether they pay them, but the way they beg, I just don't understand. So I decided that this is way forward for me. So if all of us start to develop this behavior change, we will get there. Paul, the floor is yours. Thank you. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I will just do it very briefly before one big noise will come around because I'm on duty. So what I want to say, Blackstone touch on it, and I'll be so much happy because that happened with Arike and it affected Arike. Like say you now you're in London, you're flying from London to Port Harcourt, or you're flying from London to Warri. Now you have the luxury of 23 kg. I think Epis is doing 30 kg. I can't remember very well because they use those things to catch people. So let me just use the conventional 23 kg. Now you have the luxury of 23 kg, 2 luggage plus your hand carrier. Now you get to Lagos. From Lagos now, they want to connect you now to Warri or Port Harcourt. Local flights, you don't have the luxury of 23 kg. You only have the luxury of 12 kg. You understand? Now they want to make you understand that you're going to pay for excess luggage, which is completely stupid because you book a flight straight from London to Warri. You have nothing to do. In fact, you don't even need to see your bag. You're supposed to see your bag in your final destination. Arik did that shit and it caused a lot of problem. Like people who send their aged parents that don't have no money, no nothing. You just put them in flight for them to get to their final destination. Then they reach Lagos. They say, oh, no, local flight, you can carry 23 kg for 2 luggage. It doesn't work like that. So you have to pay like you are paying for your luggage, like you are carrying excess luggage. I hope they don't make that mistake because that will cause a whole lot of problem. And you know, this is the age of social media. Any little problem, people going to flog it so hard. So I just hope they use the mistakes that other airlines make back in the days. I hope they'll correct all this wrong and the better for them. That's
Yeah,
just what I want to
thank you,
say
Paul.
for
Because
now.
when I flew with Arik, I didn't book to Warri direct. I booked to Lagos, then I booked another flight from Lagos to
Okay.
Warri.
If you had booked to worry, my brother, you fight at the airport. Now they make you become rascal that you are not. You understand? What about if you don't have the money? Sometimes you now be forced to even change your money at
Yeah,
inside the terminal in a ridiculous price
ridiculous
because
price.
well, you don't have any option. You so mad, you so everything, you just want to pay. Sometimes these guys will tell you, okay, just give us dollar, just give us dollar, we'll change that. Now this amount be this thing. You'll be so mad. And the thing that will come to your mind next, you say, I will never, ever fly this airline again.
I
You
hope
understand? Because
Epis, I hope
yes.
Epis, they are listening. Because usually once you book your flight direct to wherever you are going, the airline is responsible to carry your luggage to the last destination. Except if you
eh,
are breaking your journey, then that is entirely up to that person. I hope they are listening,
Then
and that
also
is the
another
way. Go
also
ahead.
another thing again that I want to also correct again because so many people who are listening for them to also understand. Now, EPIS make mention of transit, you know, like I live in the US, I can still book this flight. When I get to London, they connect me with another flight to continue my journey. It is not EPIS that is going to US. It is not EPIS that is going to Hamburg, that is going to Frankfurt or Charles de Gaulle. They're going to connect you with another airline. But the thing is that if you live in Germany, like the Blackstone, you have to get a UK visa or a transit visa to do that. You have to. So maybe the Blackstone,
Well, I
if you're a
think I think
citizen,
that is individual responsibility, not the airline responsibility.
oh no, no, throw it out. Remember, people
Oh, okay,
don't
okay,
people
okay. I
you,
get
you
your point.
understand?
Yeah,
Explain
I get
these
your
things
point.
because when you don't explain this thing, if you buy tickets, then on that day at the airport, they make you
I get your
understand you can't get to UK because you don't have a transit,
transit
or you
visa.
maybe the Blackstone now, if he's a citizen in Europe, of course he can enter UK. But just imagine a visitor going, thinking that I'm going to Germany, I see a cheap ticket. Then the day you want to fly, they say, sorry, that
Yeah.
day you don't have a transit or a UK visa. My brother, the first thing that will come to your mind, you say, Airpeace scam me. They tell me, say, I can go Germany through Airpeace. You understand? So these things, you need to throw these things out because some of us have traveled wide. Some of us don't really travel that much.
Yeah,
You
I get
understand?
you.
So we don't really understand this transit thing. Or sometimes people will say, oh, I know Blackstone travel. How come I can't travel? Failing to understand that Blackstone have an European passport, so you can easily access the UK. I have an American passport. I can access the UK with no transit, with no nothing. But the man who just have a visiting visa don't have that luxury. You
Thank you.
understand? So we want to put those things out
Yeah,
there so that
and
they
I hope
themselves can throw
if
it out.
they are listening, they will upgrade their what do they call it, their website to have all this information there.
Yeah.
And when people are buying ticket, also they will tell them that listen.
The
Uh,
Blackstone, you know the funny part of it, I can always tell you clearly, they put it on their website. But you know this funny thing where they put those things and they write it so tiny, knowing
look
fully well that all of us don't read all those things.
Look at what is on the screen there now. Mark Nelly says they have already explained this info in detail. So they've done well. They've gone that far. I think individuals, which we also have a responsibility to ourselves to say, you know what, let me find out. I'm going to China. What do I need? What do I require? Do I require a transit visa and all those things? Individuals must also
Do their own part. No, you
do
know
their
what?
own
You know what?
part.
You know why I said individual would do their own part, but the airline needs to do their own part because a situation where they did their own part and they write it so tiny. Let's tell ourselves the truth. How many of us read the fine line? Let's tell ourselves the
Paul,
truth. So let them do
Paul,
more enlightenment on that part. It
Paul,
will be
Paul,
better. I'm telling you.
Paul. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic here. When you book an air ticket, when you book a ticket, the airlines don't say much to you. It's always on their website. I've never seen any airline come out doing that much
No,
public.
because of this inauguration, like the way they say you can go US. So like jingle right here and there, just for now. Going
Okay.
forward, of course, people make that mistake. I'm not saying, of course, they'll just put it there. It's like me now, I'm going to Canada. They'll also put it there. Oh, do your ETA, get your this, get your that. But you know, when they write those things, they write it so tiny. It's your
Yes.
fault. But like now they're starting newly that everybody says, oh, I can use it to go to Germany. I can use it. I can use it. Do small jingle just to show that enlightenment because I don't want negative review to come at this time. You understand? I
You
don't.
can't stop negative review.
Let's minimize it.
Even Delta Airlines to get negative review till tomorrow.
Very well. No, let's minimize it, my brother. I don't want them to. I want it to work. I really want it to work.
It will work,
Yeah.
Paul. It will work. It's a good thing coming out from
Yeah.
the country.
Okay, thank you. I'll stay on the background, be listening. I just touch base quickly. Thanks.
Blackstone, the floor is yours. Thank you. You are muted, Blackstone. You are muted.
If the airline they're using to connect to their final destination is within the airport in which airpiece is landing, right? They don't need a transit visa. Epic is using Stanford, I think Stanford, right? Stanford Airport. So if the connecting flight is not taken from Stanford Airport, that means that they have to leave the airport, go into the city to Heathrow to connect. So that on that ground, they need a transit visa. So if the connecting flight is taken up from Stanford, I don't think they need a transit visa because they're not going to leave the airport.
I don't know. Don't let me speak for airlines and speak for the embassy.
Yeah, why I said it because before, when the British Airways normally was flying from Stanford Airport to Nigeria. But any airline, any of their flights going into UK will land at Heathrow. That means I have to leave Heathrow, go into the city to Stanford. So there at that time, they were asking for transit visa for everybody who has no European citizenship or European passport to get a transit visa. Because later they changed it that they land at Heathrow and so fly from Heathrow. At that ground, from that time, they don't no more asking for transit visa.
Whatever it is, it is the responsibility of the individual to ensure that they check immigration rules in respect to the destination country that they are going to. I believe the airline will do their possible best to put that information there, but due diligence is also expected of individuals, travelers, to check these things themselves. Particularly Nigerians, we should not assume that because it's airpiece now, it's coming living from Nigeria now, it's going to the moon. So I don't need a visa that will take me to the moon. You may require a visa that will take you to the moon. So it happens even coming from Germany to Frankfurt they check papers, the airlines these days, because they get fined themselves as well too. They really get fined as well too. So they don't want to get caught in between the ignorance of the passengers, and they get fined a lot of money, which is not good for them. So again, if I go ahead, sorry.
That's a very good point you brought up, because you have to be very careful and screen Nigerians who are traveling, because any passenger that is being deported or have a fake visa or anything, the airlines is being fined heavily. That's what even bankrupt some airlines flying abroad, you're starting. So they have to be very careful in screening Nigerians, and all these staff deals and everything, that they have to actually watch it, that they don't carry a passenger who will arrive at the port of entry. They find out that it's a different story.
Yeah, that can be very distressing for anyone. So again, like what McNally said, some of us never want to take responsibility. Well, I think we will take responsibility. It's not that clear-cut seen when you are flying, and except you have a passport that allows that you don't require transit visa or visa on it at any point. So again, congratulations to Alain Onyema and to all his team, not just him alone, and to all his team. And please put more information out on your website so that Nigerians and because foreigners are going to use the airline as well, to not just Nigerians, and so to create that good image about your company, the airline, and the nation at large. Mr. Blackstone, thanks for joining me again.
Thank you,
And
Electricity.
until I come your way again, have a lovely evening. God bless you.
Have a wonderful evening too.